Is Saitama going to show us his craziest serious move yet next chapter? I think that's a pretty interesting question, and in today's video, I wanted to talk about potentially some new serious moves that we might see in chapter 168, and let me tell you guys, it's gonna be even crazier than the serious table flip. This is Anime Anxiety, the channel where we talk all things anime and manga, so let's get right into the video. So it's pretty crazy to think that there still might be some more serious moves that are even more insane than the serious table flip or the omnidirectional serious punch. But believe it or not, there is a possibility. And this first one, although it doesn't seem as epic or awesome at face value, I think it'll lead to some very interesting sequences. And that of course is the serious headbutt, because we gotta remember we still haven't seen it yet. And we saw it in the webcomic around the time that we saw the serious table flip when Saitama fought Garo. And the reason why I think this could lead to some very crazy shenanigans is that I'm predicting that if Saitama does use the serious headbutt, he's going to headbutt him straight into Jupiter. Like, he's literally going to hit him so hard that he's going to shoot straight into Jupiter's surface like an asteroid. And they're going to continue having this super amazing epic fight on the surface of Jupiter. Just imagine like seeing all those superstorms and volcanoes in the background as they're trading blows and moving at like amazing speeds. Garo opens way more hyperspace gates and Saitama's treating them like their soccer practice again. I mean, if you guys really think about it, a change of scenery to Jupiter would be our best case scenario, because at this point, there is no more battleground. Saitama completely destroyed it with the serious table flip, so they're kind of just hopping around on floating rocks at this point. So I feel like the stage kind of has to move somewhere. So the next serious move I think we might be seeing in chapter 168 is a serious jump. And I know it doesn't sound super exciting and kind of dumb, if we're being honest. If used correctly and at the right time, it could lead to yet more shenanigans. For example, just imagine that, instead of serious headbutting him into the surface of Jupiter, Saitama just grabs Garo and serious jumps like a laser beam straight into the surface. And it'll kind of parallel how Garo slammed Saitama into the earth so hard that it bulged the other side of it. Saitama's gonna take this to a whole nother level and like really show him how it's done by smashing him into Jupiter and probably destroying a good portion of it in the process. Or once this fight wraps up, if Garo or Blast can't open a hyperspace gate to get them back home, an interesting theory I talked about in one of my other videos about how Saitama's going to get home introduces the idea that maybe he's going to use a serious jump to literally shoot himself the hundreds of millions of miles to get back to Earth. So who knows, maybe after he defeats Garo, he just grabs onto him and says, alright, time to go home. And they just shoot off at light speed straight for Earth. And then Blast is probably going to have to open another hyperspace gate on them so they don't crash directly into Earth. Because, I mean, obviously it would destroy it if they're shooting from Jupiter to Earth at light speed. And I don't know about you guys, but I think it'd be really fun to see Saitama beaming through space. And maybe this is when we kind of have like their little sit down talk. And it'd be kind of funny to have them have like a heart to heart as they're moving like millions of miles an hour through space to get to Earth. Now, the last idea I kind of had is not a serious move in itself, but it might actually be a new tier of serious attacks or a new tier of high-level attacks above serious moves that One and Murata introduce. Like, for example, how they introduced Platinum S into the story when in the webcomic it only went as high as Golden S. Maybe One and Murata are trying to spice things up by adding a whole new tier of ultra powerful moves, and it'll give us something to look forward to in future arcs, because we're going to want to see more of these insane attacks that just opens a whole new level to how truly limitless Saitama's power is. Who knows, maybe it'll be called like the Ultimate Series or the Death Series or something cool like that. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments what you think the next tier above serious moves would be called. But just imagine a serious punch that has the power to like obliterate an entire planet or multiple planets in one hit. And maybe Saitama has to feel some kind of killing intent for it to really be unlocked. Maybe there are higher tier moves that Saitama can't just use willy-nilly like he can a serious punch. Maybe he has to get ready for it or like charge it up or something like a spirit bomb. Who knows? I think it'd be a very interesting dynamic to add to the series and kind of give Saitama's power set a little bit more depth. I know it's crazy to kind of think that something like the serious table flip that can destroy an entire moon with just one hand can be topped, or it can be like a lower tier of an even greater power set, but this is Saitama we're talking about. This guy can destroy moons with one hand and could for some reason not need to breathe in space anymore, even though he's human. But what do you guys think? Do you think that there are more serious moves coming? Do you think that maybe there's another tier of ultra powerful moves that we're going to get introduced to in this next chapter? Let me know in the comments. Let me know what interesting and fun serious moves you would like to see in this next chapter. Let's have a conversation here. I love reading your guys' comments. You definitely come up with some very interesting ideas, and it gives me a lot to think about. And I do read through all these comments, so make sure to comment. And if I'm not asking for too much, please make sure to like this video and please subscribe, because I do drop a ton of One Punch Man content on this channel. To be honest, this is basically becoming a One Punch Man channel in itself, but I do plan on posting more anime and manga related stuff other than One Punch Man. But until then, check it out. Maybe you'll like the stuff that I got for now. But that's it for this video. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.